Greg, it's good to see you again. Thank you for doing this, and you're very kind to help the family out by doing these appearances. Are they relieved that the judge decided that the case would go forward? She would not get her wish to have the charge thrown out?
I think relieved is a good word, Ashley, but I don't know that anyone was particularly worried about that motion. The defense filed a motion asking that the case be thrown out because the prosecution had disclosed the walk the dog letter that you just talked about. And they disclosed that in a motion, as you also just talked about, to have her not be able to communicate with others on the outside because they felt that the letter was evidence of witness tampering or at least attempting to coach a witness. So the prosecution said, hey, we think she shouldn't communicate. The judge says, no, she can communicate with with who she wants. The defense said, hey, they've leaked this letter. The judge says, well, she shouldn't have written the letter. And you're not messing up the jury pool because exactly what you just said, Ashley, if Gwyneth Paltrow can get a fair trial in Summit County, then probably anybody can.
Or OJ or Beretta or you name it, Michael Jackson, everybody. I mean, so I would assume that the family is upset that she gets to maintain contact with her family after all of this.
Again, that probably wasn't a surprise. I mean, she has the right to communicate with her family. She just can't communicate with them in the way that she's alleged to have here, which is to encourage and try to get someone to testify falsely. Because the letter, if you read it closely, and it doesn't take rocket scientists to say that she was really trying to get her brother to say what you just said, which is that Eric was going down to Mexico and buying drugs when everyone knows that wasn't true, but it would have provided a defense to the murder case.
You know, I always say, go ahead, chat away, write what you want, because every single thing you say and scribble is monitored, and it can be evidence used against you. So I'm always a fan of saying, open up the spigots of communication. We might get something good. But so let me ask you this. Families, in any courtroom, especially one that is this tragic, there's usually a line down the middle with those who are supporting the defendant. Her family would be behind her. And then those who have the victim and their family, they're behind the prosecutors. And it can be very tense between families. What's it like in that courtroom?
It's exactly what you just described. I mean, there's an incredible tension. There are a lot of just viewers also, though. They're just people, as you know, for what you do for a living, that people just cover these things. People just show up. Onlookers just come, they want to watch. So there are a lot of family members from both sides. There seem to be somewhat sequestered from one another in the courtroom, but there are a lot of other people there that are just watching. And so far, it's not a big courtroom by any means. So far, there have been no outbreaks or any problems at all. I think the bailiffs are good about letting one family leave the courtroom first after the hearing is over and then give them a few minutes to get out to the parking lot before the other family leaves. So the tension is there. The sort of the looks, maybe the glares, as you might expect, are going on. But so far, there's really people have been very mature about the whole process.
It is a very dramatic reality getting into a courtroom like that. Greg Skordas, as always, thank you so much for helping us to sort of think through this and giving us the perspective from Eric's family. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.